Hello, in this video I'm going to explain why so many people have trouble overcoming anxiety. Whether you've got a fear of driving, flying or whatever, it all comes down to two things that people, both therapists and clients alike, get wrong. So let's get straight into this. The first one is people make the classic mistake of working on the symptoms. Okay, I say this in almost all of my videos, and yet still people have trouble understanding this. So let me go over it more. When you have a problem, let's say you go out driving and you get scared. One of the problems you can have is with your breathing. So let's say people say I often hyperventilate, and I'm hyperventilating and I just can't get my breathing better. So what people do wrong is they focus on fixing that particular symptom. That's just a symptom. The breathing is nothing to do with it. So there is no point going on these ridiculous breathing courses. I just saw one online. Take my master breathing course and overcome your anxiety. What a load of rubbish. It's nothing to do with breathing. Breathing is a symptom. It's a sign of the real problem. It's how the stress, the real problem, the anxiety is coming out. You don't focus on a symptom. Another one, it's so funny when you know how this works and you watch all these amateurs doing it and you think, you haven't got a clue. Driving instructors, how many times do I see instructors saying, buy my course of driving lessons for anxiety? It's nothing to do with the driving. The driving is a symptom. There's no point going out doing driving lessons. You're just working on the symptom. You're working on how the problem shows up. This is your real problem over here. Imagine this is sort of looking at you thinking, I'm the problem, and you're working over here, and this thing's laughing at you thinking, they think that's what it is, and you're driving and driving and driving and doing your breathing exercises, and your problem is laughing at you thinking, what a joke, they're miles away, they're not even anywhere near me. That's how your mind thinks, is like your mind's thinking they are useless, they haven't got a clue. Right, I've seen courses where people say, do you have trouble driving? Here's the answer, here's a quick fix which works for everyone. When you're driving and your hands grip the wheel, all you've got to do is take your hands off the wheel and go, woo, woo. Pathetic. That is amateurs, driving instructors, CBT practitioners, counsellors, psychotherapists who haven't got a clue what they are doing. And they are looking at the wrong end of the problem. They're looking at the symptoms of how they're coming out, and they're wanting to fix symptoms. Now, I'm not medically trained at all, but imagine if you went to a doctor with a cut, like I've got a small cut on my finger there, and imagine the cut was going green and it was looking really bad, and the doctor said, oh, just put a plaster over it. There you go, problem fixed, because you can't see it anymore. That would be a terrible doctor, because any good doctor would know that going green is a sign of something else. It isn't the green that's the problem, it's what's behind that that's the problem. I once had a problem with my tonsils. My tonsils were enlarged, inflamed, and the doctor said, oh, that can be a sign of blood cancer. Now, it turned out not to be, but the tonsil being inflamed was a symptom. You don't focus on just the tonsil, what caused that to happen. So if you are working on symptoms, exposure therapy, complete waste of time. It is just by idiots who don't know what they're doing, and they say, just man up, just blast the problem out. If you can't drive, go driving. Wow. So tell me, how am I supposed to go driving if I can't drive? It doesn't matter if you get nervous and you get scared. Even if you're crashing, just keep driving and keep crashing. I'm okay. Whoa. Breathe in, breathe out. Whoa. Can you see how pathetic this is? These idiots who are often on YouTube think they know it all. They've got no training, no qualifications. They haven't studied anything. They just come up with what they think is a gimmicky answer. That will never work because there is only one person in the world who knows what the cause of your problem is. And that's not me, that's you. You know what the cause of your problem is. You have the problem. You made the problem in your mind. So you also have the solution. Did you know that? No point looking online for people who are experts, even me. I'm going to tell you how you can overcome it, but I can't tell you how to overcome it. I can't give you the answer. People are always emailing me saying, can you tell me how to get rid of my problem? People seem to think there is just a magic solution, like you've got to click this finger, click that finger, then click them together, then shut your eyes twice, bing, your anxiety's gone. No, it doesn't work like that. Every single person has a unique reason for their problem, and you, not me, has to find that reason. So let's move on to the second part. This is the second big thing people get wrong. And I like to point out, first of all, it makes me laugh how when I worked, and I still do work, as a driving instructor, I used to say that about 90% of driving instructors haven't got a clue what they're doing. Now I'm also a therapist, I can tell you, 99% of therapists haven't got a clue what they're doing. I bet you, if you've gone to get over a problem, and notice I'm not using the word try, I'm not going to say if you tried to get rid of a problem, that was the problem. You tried to get rid of it. You didn't get rid of it. And I bet you, people watching this will have done that. They'll have been through CBT and done all this logical work on the symptoms. The second point, and the second reason that people don't get over anxiety is because they work on the logical, conscious side. And that's not where the problem is. All problems in your life that are mental, not a problem maybe with a leaking roof or something like that, a problem with your flat tire in a car, all problems that are inside your head live in your subconscious, otherwise known as the unconscious mind, right? Think about it. Does it make any sense when you go out driving and you get scared? It's not logical, is it? Because you know you can drive. You know, in most cases, you've done it for years, and you know you used to enjoy it. Doesn't make any sense because it's subconscious. It's like a program running in the background. While you've been watching this video, are you aware you've been breathing? Well, of course you have. You've been breathing. But did you know that? Were you conscious of yourself going, were you thinking, I've got to blink, 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 breathe, blink, breathe, blink, breathe? Of course not. All of that stuff is subconscious. It happens automatically. The same is true of your problem. It's running subconsciously. So what is the point in working with these people who deal with logic and conscious thoughts? Do you know you can drive a car? Yeah, I do. Well, you fix your problem. You can drive. You can drive. I've got it. I can drive. I can drive. And you go out and your subconscious kicks in. Boom, you fall apart. Because this is a problem running in the background. It's in your subconscious. That's why CBT will fail. Counselling will fail. All these kind of therapies, psychotherapy, pretty much everything will fail except for one thing, which is hypnosis. Because hypnosis goes straight, boom, into your subconscious. When people have a call with me, when they do a session, sometimes they come online and they say, okay, so I've got this problem with driving, but when I go driving, I get really scared on the motorway. And I'll say, no, stop. Right, sometimes I can seem quite rude. I'll say, shh, shut up. Right, you're wasting your time. Not going to get anywhere with that. I'll then do what I do, and people say about half an hour to an hour later, wow, what just happened? And I'll say, how do you feel about driving now? I can do it. And I'll say, go on, find the problem. I love this part where I say to people, find the problem, really focus and think about how scared you get when you drive. And they say, I can't find it. I'm doing everything I can to bring up the feeling, and I just don't feel nervous anymore. Because we didn't waffle about motorways, highways, breathing exercises, whoa, shaking your hands to get rid of the problem. We go straight, boom, into your subconscious, and we sort the problem out where it really is, deep in your subconscious. Never mind this waffle about all the driving and driving instructors and driving courses. Driving has nothing to do with it. If you've got a fear of flying, nothing to do with flying. If you are overweight and want to lose weight, it's nothing to do with eating. I mean, of course, the eating is a part of it, but that isn't why you're overweight. There is a reason why you eat more. That's what you need to find. It's no good just going on these fad diets. And I don't know about this, I'm not an expert, but I have trained in weight loss. And it's not about the food you eat, that's like the superficial symptom stuff. Anyway, that's why people fail to overcome the problems, because they work on the symptoms consciously, where you need to work on the root cause subconsciously. And you don't even need to know what it is. You don't need to have a memory come up and think, oh, it's when I was 6 this happened. It doesn't work like that. You know how I mentioned earlier about the cut? When you cut yourself, does it heal? Yeah. Can you explain to me how you heal like that? I'm doing it right now. I've got a cut there, I don't know if you can see. I cut my finger the other day, bashed it when I was opening a box with a new oven that I bought. I've got no idea how I'm healing that, but I am. I've got another one there, it's almost healed. How am I doing that? I've got no idea. Well, it's me doing it, right? My next door neighbour's not healing my finger, it's me. But how am I doing it? I've got no idea. That's why what I do works, because it's subconscious. Never mind the conscious. Is it going to work if you sit there going, go on, heal, go on finger, you've got it, woo, you've got it, you can heal. Not how you do it, and that is not how you fix anxiety. Watch these other videos on the screen now to learn more about overcoming your fears and phobias, and if you'd like to work with me one-to-one online from anywhere in the world, contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.